All right, guys, welcome back. We are watching ReZero Season 3, Episode 11, I believe, right? 11? Yes. Last time, it's nothing's going right still. We got Regulus's power figured out, I suppose. I don't know what we're gonna do about it. I guess Lust didn't kill Ferris and Crush, so that's nice, right? Maybe if Al is as powerful as he might be, maybe Capella's out of commission now. Who knows? I don't know. Lots of things going down, lots of stuff happening. Priscilla's dead or something. I mean, she's not dead. She's fine. I'm sure. I'm sure she can beat Wrath. I'm sure she can be serious. And yeah, I don't know. Just lots of stuff happening. We need to not die. I see a little tiny Liliana on my screen. It appears. Is that Liliana? I think it is. Just the tiniest, tiniest thing ever. Um, a flashback, perhaps? I don't know. How about we watch the episode and figure it out, huh? So we are watching ReZero Season 3, Episode 11. You can line your own copy up with this if you want to. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. Oh. Was that someone who looked a lot like her? One of her family members? Right, right. Her mom, maybe? Because we've gotten some about her like reasoning for being a songstress, you know. Ooh, really runs in the family, huh? Oh, but it's interesting that she was the one who sang back then, right? And now Liliana is, you know, she really does carry it on, right? Hmm. I see, I see. Trying to figure it out. I She gets so good at it now. Like, come on. Ooh, the stars. Sure, if you say so. Maybe. I don't see it. Okay, okay. Beautiful. No, it's great. Come on. No, come on. That was great. Hmm. Ooh. Looks like we're arriving. This isn't Pristella, is it? No, it must not be. Yeah. Duh. Pristella is in the middle of a lake. I see. So they're really like a traveling. Yeah. That was great. Interesting. I wonder. Oh, I'm worried. I'm worried a disaster is gonna befall them all or something, right? Because she's. Whoa! Like, what the hell? You can't do that. Ooh, interesting. Big aspirations, huh? I see. I see. Doesn't want to accept like the place that her, I guess those are parents, I assume, right? Think of themselves to have, I guess. Interesting. Because like some of the stuff like Priscilla said to her, it's like it's obvious that being the songstress and all this like means a lot to her, right? She's carrying it forward herself, right? I wonder what happens. I mean, no, in this show, something terrible is going to happen to her mother. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I doubt she just runs away to hang out in the big city, you know? Oh, God. Something I want a conclusion to so badly is just all the Garfield stuff with his mother. Oh, Frederica, to be able to meet her too, you know? It'd be very nice. I just wonder if we will have a time for that. You know? I wonder if we'll even want to. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say, I guess, whether or not because she's happy right now, right? She lost her memories. I don't know. I don't know. Like being confronted with this basically this past life that she doesn't even remember anymore. How would she react to it? Oh god, right. Okay. Priscilla is dying. God, really got sent flying, huh? Liliana, you got your job to do. Ooh. Oh. Interesting. It's shattered. Instead of... I see. Ah. That is very interesting. Prideful, huh? Ah, what does that mean to her, huh? Yeah, something from her past, right? Oh god. Right, right. Ooh. Oh, that is a... You know, that's a nice thing to hear her say. Because it allows me to understand her more. Saying that she hates Wrath. Interesting. And yet you're taunting her with her past, knowing what you're doing, right? Yeah, is that understanding, huh? Right? Yeah, ridiculous, you know? Yeah, yeah. Like, the real understanding is... Oh, yeah, sure, like her music, right? Yeah, like people gathering around, enjoying her music, you know? That's like a real kind of understanding, right? That shared experience. Ooh, right. Aren't you supposed to understand it? Yeah, yeah. Oh, God. She could never... She could never experience wrath like that, of course. Ooh, I see. Interesting. Oh, God. Hmm. Interesting. The gift you received from him. It's have you? Okay. That is sure. At her age, she's had 8 husbands. I guess I don't know how old she is, but she can't be that old. Interesting. Oh, God. Oh, don't say that. Oh, no. We're really gonna set her off. Is that the goal? Right, right. Oh. Oh, that sound. Okay, okay. Oh, God. Oh, wow. How many valuables does she have to break? Don't look away. Yeah, not from the wrath. Interesting. Oh, that's actually is such a... That feels so inherent to her idea of, like, understanding wraths, I mean. Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. That was easy. Ooh. Yeah, the weird, like, white fire, huh? Yeah, we got quite the stage for you, huh? Ooh, interesting. God, I wonder how, like, Priscilla's, I don't know, powers work? Is it just magic? Oh god, you can really just run through it, huh? Interesting. taking it too easy, huh? Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. Okay. All right. I want to know more about her past and like what this really like means to her, you know? Hmm. Because almost it feels like she almost embodies like what Raph like wants to, you know, this idea of like connection and all of that through like music, you know? As the sky overtakes the dawn. God, what a title. Hmm. Ooh. Not what she imagined. I guess she did just set off on her own, huh? Oh god, don't I eat that. Hmm. Interesting. I wonder how long she's been like alone like this, you know? Interesting. Oh, well, that's big, right? Your first. Yeah, come on. Uh, hmm. Whoa. Oh God. It's Jesus. How did she not die? How did she not lose her thing? What's it called? Ooh. Oh, interesting. Feels like she's not good enough. Gotta try harder. Oh. Wow. Right, right. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, what the hell? God. A bard should be nothing but music for you? I don't know about that. Oh, music is something that should, like, connect you to others, right? Heart is about to explode. Oh, hmm. Ooh. Oh, really? Oh, and yet this is the opportunity, right? This is it, right? A bard. God, that's so, like, she has to believe in it so much, right? So her faith in the music is all she has. Hmm. Ooh. Like birds singing. Ah, it's so beautiful. It's all a song. Life itself? Oh, God. Hmm. Oh, God. God, what are those looks, huh? Come on. Oh my, I mean, it's crazy how good she is, isn't it? Like, oh my god. I gotta read the lyrics. Hmm. All right, all right. God, because that's what music is, right? It's something that actually connects you to other people, you know? And I mean, this is our opportunity to like really do that, you know? God, to like see it in like a real way. It's crazy how she makes like how all the time she always makes these crazy noises, and the way she talks and the way she sounds is always so you know. But then she sings like this, you know. It's crazy. Oh, it sure will. It'll reach him more than you ever can with your artificial authority. Come on. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, it's like that. It's all that experience that she had when she woke up, right? Oh, wow. God. I see. I see. Interesting. God, I really did not realize these two had this meaningful of a connection, huh? Just from like episode one when they were talking about him. Oh, she's glowing. Ah, God, beautiful, amazing. You can kill her now. Of course, it never is. I'm sure you're flawless, right? Interesting. Ooh, indeed, right? Yeah, of course, of course. Oh God. Oh wow. Phony songstress. Oh. Oh God. Don't interrupt the song. That's cheating. Of course, right? Because everything belongs to her. Oh, she's got to be fine though, right? Yeah. Probably broke. Yeah. Wow. Add it to the tally of versions of immortality in this story, huh? Oh, beautiful. What is she singing while she's falling on the? Oh my God. Ooh, and that's what she's giving them, right? That's what she's giving them. Becoming one. Yeah, no. Oh, exactly, right? And that's what Priscilla does in a way, right? Oh, God. That's why Priscilla hates people just submitting to her, you know? God. Beautiful. Amazing. Ooh, oh no. Right. Yeah. Ooh. Ah, nice. Could have just ended it all along, huh? But had to wait for Liliana to do her part. Ah, I see. I see. Understand my pain. Does she? I wonder. Yeah, she does. She just doesn't care, right? Sure. That's actually an important distinction, isn't it? Oh, God. God, what an episode. Oh my God. What a... Just that scene. God, is she really dead? We got her? We did it? Ooh, I see. Oh God, yeah. What about Liliana, huh? Oh no. Surely she's magically just fine, right? Ah, see how they all genuinely care for her, other instead of Wrath's whole thing, right? Ah, ooh, I see. She deserves it, right? Come on. Ah, floating in the water yet again. Somehow not dead. I don't know, you're fine. Come on. Come on. Oh, there he is. There's Kiritaka. Let's go. God, I really thought his connection to her was like this weird joke thing in episode 1, but it's not at all, apparently, huh? Oh, we gotta make sure this guy doesn't get murdered. Let's be careful. Oh, that's fine. You deserve it. Yeah, you better not. Oh, Liliana Masquerade. God, what a good episode. That was such a good episode. That was such a good episode. Man, okay. One down. At least one down, right? Okay, alright. God, that was so good. That was so good. Like, huh. It's like such a simple thing, but it makes so much sense. Just like, yeah, yeah. Hmm. Is there an after credits, I wonder? There is, it appears. Okay. God, if we have an episode like that to conclude all of these fights, I don't even know. That's crazy. God, and she gets the how many characters have we even had that have had episodes named after them, you know? Liliana deserves it, I guess. Ah, I hope Liliana sticks around after this season. I like her. She's so silly, but I enjoy her presence. Oh god. Right. Ooh, yeah, which is like crazy, right? Ah, that's a very I see. Okay. That is a very useful thing to have figured out, huh? And Lion's Heart? I see. I see. Interesting. Interesting. But Regulus is gonna want to kill you instantly now, right? Because you know a secret. So like, I'm a little bit worried about that. Oh, okay. Yeah. So it does affect the things he. Okay. I'm sure. Uh huh. Oh my god. I dodged it. Okay. Oh god. Okay. So what do we do though? Right? They're all just sitting here still. Crazy. Right. Yeah. There's got to be something, right? Okay. I see. Okay. I mean, hey, if that's all it has to be, that's doable. That's doable, right? Okay, let's talk about the episode in the discussion. Man, I keep almost forgetting these break times. Okay, let's watch it. Indeed, come on. Okay, okay. I see, I see. Wants her to rely on her, huh? Ooh. Scarlet Romantic Tales, huh? Thing 4, it's her duty. Interesting. To be a bard, right. No, she thinks it's a duty that's kind of, I don't know, natural in a way. Hmm. There's a lot of people here, right? A lot of people to spread it to. Yeah, she really wants to know. She doesn't want a manufactured answer, right? Ooh, I see. Sing them to the people who need to hear them. Ah. Hey, I feel the same way. You're so good at singing. Ooh. Gotta travel somewhere else where your songs are needed. Like, uh-huh, uh-huh. No, it's very great. Come on, that's great. She, like, flipped. Yeah, hello. Okay, okay. We sure are, and you better be prepared. I guess, I guess. Hey, Priscilla wants people to rely on her, right? Come on, she's just too scared to say it. She's got to hide it behind these layers, right? Okay, let's talk about the episode. Okay, let's talk about the episode. God, I had to like split that recording in half because my OBS just crashed as I was recording the first like half of the episode. So I had to. It happened like I don't know somewhere around here, and I had to start recording again. It was a whole ordeal. Surprisingly, I've only had like a few issues like that, and all of the I don't know several hundred videos I've made at this point. So I guess I have a good track record. Anyway, very good episode. I loved this episode actually. Just this whole scene right here from like I don't know this whole part is so good. Just when she starts singing to the end is God, one of my favorite scenes of the whole show, I think. Like, it's so I feel like I've said that so many times, though, about so many scenes, because there are just so many good ones. But, like, this felt so good, right? I love the contrast between how much of, like, a gremlin Liliana is, like, normally, you know? But then when she starts singing, it's like, oh my god, she's so good, right? It's so impressive. It's so amazing, right? But compare that to, like, the weird gremlin noises she makes. Otherwise, you know what I mean? Like it's the vocal range. It's very impressive. It's very impressive. So to me, I guess like the meaning I get from all of this, right, is this is all just meant to be in contrast to Wrath's entire idea of what it means to understand another person, right? This Wrath's idea of understanding another through like literally having their feelings and a complete just like forcing your feelings onto another person. Basically, that's what Wrath does. Forces other people to experience what she feels, and she thinks that's real connection and real like love, as if everyone was just the same and shared the exact same emotions and the same feelings and all of that. When like music, and not even just music, everything, uh, any kind of media, anything that anyone experiences at all ever. The reason that it's meaningful, the reason why people find meaning through experiencing stuff like that, right? Like the reason you're watching this video and listening to me I talk about it, right, is because the thing that is important, the thing that is meaningful, are the differences, are like the unique perspective, the different ways that people interact with stuff like that. Not only just like media or music or that kind of thing, but just like life in general, you know? Like I can understand from Sirius's perspective or from anyone's perspective why they'd be able to think like her. The idea that if everyone could perfectly understand each other, if we all had access to each other's brains and could literally experience each other's feelings, yeah, it sounds utopian in a way, but it would also like actually undermine the only thing that actually makes like human connection meaningful in any way at all. Right? And like that's what Liliana does with music, right? She actually connects people in this way, right? Like when you're experiencing music, right? It's like I don't know, it's just this very unique thing, like the feelings and stuff you get from listening to music of any kind, you know? And different people experience it differently and have different experiences, and they have different views on it and different things that they would have to say about it, different feelings that come about in them, you know, all of those things, right? Which is the exact antithesis of like what Sirius is saying like real like love is. You know? Yeah, yeah. And I love the connection we make with like Priscilla too. How like she hates that too. She hates people like falling in line and like submitting to her. You know, like the only way she ever respects anyone is if they like show that they have a backbone. They show that they have a spine and they don't just do whatever she wants and let her like walk all over them. You know what I mean? Which yeah, that's like another thing. That's like the opposite kind of what Wrath would want. You know what I mean? Like Wrath really forces people into this kind of conformity and into like this, you know, this understanding, this empathy, as she calls it. I think it's a like a twisted version of that. Um, which is completely the opposite of what like Priscilla wants, right? Of what Priscilla wants to see in people, which is like this real genuine like I don't know, like not being a fool, I guess, as she says, right? Just having some kind of backbone, having some kind of individuality in all of this. These things that Priscilla values, you know? Just the exact opposite of what Wrath's whole thing is, you know? Yeah, yeah. God, I mean, I guess going back to like the idea of Sirius being Fortuna, does that make sense with like her? I mean, obviously she's like crazy and twisted now, right? For one, is she just dead? If she's just dead now, I don't know. Are we ever going to get an answer to that question? If she's not dead, sure, cool. Um, I don't know. Maybe she's just not. I guess who knows, right? I suppose. Um, doesn't like she's obviously all like fucked up, right? Just like Pedal Geese became all fucked up when he went from being the way he was before to the way we saw him in season one, right? And Fortuna, if this is Fortuna, is like that too now. But there's obviously like aspects of Pedal Geese's whole relation to Sloth and all of that feels like it's related to like what happened to drive him so crazy in the first place, like Fortuna's death and everything, you know? And I just wonder, it's like, is there anything you can say about Sirius's view of the world that you can relate to like the way Fortuna felt and all of that, you know? Like, like maybe. I guess I just don't know if I even know how Fortuna felt. You know what I mean? Like she cared about Amelia a lot. I guess you could say, for one, at the very least, there's the whole idea that Fortuna as a person maybe would care about this idea of understanding and empathy because of their reality, you know, living in the forest, and especially Amelia being a silver-haired half-elf, what that would mean for her, all of that. Like, you could say that she would have this desire for people at large to have some kind of understanding and empathy and all of this, right? Like, in a not crazy, twisted way, like Sirius does now. So maybe you could say that's like a connection between Fortuna and like what she cared about and how she was as a person, and Sirius, I suppose, right? Just thinking about like the things Fortuna said to Amelia when they like parted ways, right? I guess that makes sense to me. I mean, it's still, I feel like it's just like obvious. Like, she has the purple eye that's just like her, right? And silver hair, just like Amelia, right? Like, just like Fortuna, right? Like, yeah, I mean, I feel like it just has to be, you know? But I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm being trolled. Who knows, I guess. Who knows, right? So we get some backstory of Liliana. You know, I said during this episode that I thought something terrible, something awful would happen to like Liliana's family. They'd all like die. That's what would separate them, you know? But it isn't, right? Liliana separates herself. For one, is this her mother? I assume so, right? I think so. I mean, Liliana seems pretty young right now, but I guess I mean, however old she is right now, she still is like 4 feet tall. So I don't know. I don't know how long ago this was. Must have been a while though, right? Um, she separated not even because like something terrible happened to her family or anything, right? And that kind of like hurts even more in a way, right? Like, um, it feels sad. It feels like almost well, because she talks about it later about like she kind of dedicates herself entirely to her music. It's like all she has in her heart is the music and everything, you know. I just feel like what that can't be the way you have to do it. Because obviously through her connection with Kiritaka, it's clear that there's room in her heart for more than just the music, you know, in order to be a hero. You don't have to abandon everything and only have, you know, the music in your heart, like for her, right? Of course, right? She's still Liliana. She's not just the songstress, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's kind of really sad in a way. It makes me think about like Subaru and like his parents too. You know, it's like this whole unresolved thing between them. Maybe that kind of hurts more than if they had just been like murdered or something. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Like that scene of her walking by them later in the episode. She puts the bag on her head and she's crying. That's so sad. Like, oh man. But yeah, we had talked some in the past about like how much all of this means to Liliana, how Liliana feels like she's like carrying carrying on like the legacy in a way, right? Of this whole, and she gets it from. I assume this is her mother, right? She was the one singing back here in the day, you know, the Masquerade troupe. Yes, 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 they're a traveling troupe. Very cool, very cool. I gotta say, Liliana's singing is even better than hers though. So she ends up being better in the end, huh? But yeah, you can see how much it affects her, how much she looks up to it. I mean, because it's like actually such a like powerful thing, just like music and that kind of stuff. It sounds like so cliche. It sounds so, but it really is, right? Just like I mean, again, it's just like Super Speech, you know, a few episodes ago, right? How that was able to connect all of these people and it inspires so much hope in them and all of that. Music does that same thing, but almost just so much more powerfully in my mind, right? Like the experience you have listening to music, it's such a weird thing. It's so weird, right? It's such a weird thing to feel, right? Just all the feelings that music can give you. It really is. It's so powerful. So I understand Liliana becoming so like enamored with it, So yeah, yeah. She's really trying to figure it out. She looks up at the stars, which like, God, the stars, huh? Stars mean a lot in this story, right? The weird connection between all the thin archbishop names and stars and Subaru's name and stars. And like the weird thing is, yeah, there's stars back on Earth, right? They're not the same stars that exist here in this world, which is just so weird, right? Like that really makes you think, like what the hell are we talking about, right? Pandora is the one who named Pedal Geese, right? Because before it was just geese, right? She is the one who named him after a star, which is very interesting, isn't it, right? Is Pandora the one who names everyone after stars like that? Does she name all of the archbishops? I don't know, right? Like, because then that's weird, right? Like, what does that imply about Pandora? I don't know, some kind of connection to our world, Subaru's world, right? But I don't know. It makes you think there has to be at least someone involved with the witch's cult or something that has some kind of connection to our world. Of course. It's Al. Al is the mastermind behind all of it. It must be. When I connect that star to that star, it looks just like a guilty Lowe's fang. If you say so. I'm not seeing it. But maybe so. Maybe so. She comes up with a great song. It's beautiful. You know what? She's learning. She's practicing. And she yearns for the big city, but the showrunners call the shots in the big cities, but us folk, we just sing free and easy in our wee village. I see, I see. Interesting. And how does she feel about that, right? She wants to like I guess, spread the music as far and wide as she can, right? She believes in the music so much. She believes in songs so much, that I guess she can't accept that. She doesn't want to accept that they just have to be stuck here. She wants to spread it to as many people as possible. And hey, I mean, Pristella is this huge, giant, insane city, and she's like such a big. She's such a famous, popular figure at it. She really did a good job. If her goal was to spread the music to as many people as possible, she did a great job, huh? Sword Saint Reed. We've heard that name like a couple times before, haven't we? Um, God, I don't remember when and where though. One of the Sword Saints though. So are this is something I don't remember, right? The Von Austrias, there's been a bunch of Sword Saints in the Von Austrias, right? But is that like a requirement? Like they say it's like inherited and stuff, like down the line. Has it been for the Von Austrias forever, right? Is it just always them? They're the only people who can be Sword Saints? So was this Reed Von Austria? I maybe, I guess, right? I suppose. Because the sword saint thing is like weird, right? However it works, like the whole inheriting part of it. Because normal divine protections don't work like that, right? I wonder why it would be tied to this bloodline specifically. Well, I guess there's the whole. I mean, I guess there are things like that. Like there's the royal bloodline, So I guess there are things like that in this world. I don't know. I don't know. A pipsqueak like you is 10 years too early to be deciding our program. Oh, come on. Mouthy brats don't get. What is he even saying? Get a bite of rabbit meat. Sure, sure. And she literally. Like, this is actually a crazy thing to do. She throws a giant bucket of water at them. Where did this bucket of water even come from? It's just sitting on the ground right there for some reason. As she just picks it up and throws it at them. This is actually like an overreaction, not gonna lie. God. Going to the city. Sets out on her own. At such a young age. I must assume she's quite young, right? Gonna be king of the bards. I mean, it's such like a. I don't know. It's an impressive thing to do in a way. She's very motivated, but it's also just kind of like sad. I don't know. I don't know. It feels like like when she's in the woods later, right? And she's thinking about like what it means to be a hero and all that she's like dedicated to like to music and all of that, and how it feels like it's not enough. It feels like yeah, what she's missing is like she's dedicated herself entirely to it, but that's not it. She needs people, right? It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. Anyway, back we are. We're here. Priscilla. So Priscilla's has another form of like immortality, essentially. Just like add it to the list of all these characters. Like we return by death. Reinhard can revive himself. Regulus is invincible. Pandora can reverse time. Uh, it's how many? How many? Capella can shapeshift and be invincible. Um, it's how many are there? It's just endless, right? There's too many. There's too many ways to be immortal in this story, right? But she can transfer her injuries to her valuables, which is interesting. One, I wonder how that's decided. I wonder like what does Sirius say exactly? Yeah, so you can have your valuables take damage in your stead, which, like, what is a valuable? What makes something a valuable? Does it have something to do with the way Priscilla herself, like, views it, I guess, right? Like, the amount of value she has in the thing? Like, what's stopping Priscilla from carrying around a bag of rocks and saying, oh, these are all my valuables, I care about them so much? And then every time, like a bag of sand, and every individual grain of sand breaks one by one whenever she should die? I don't know, there has to be some kind of rules to it, but it's who knows. Is this a divine protection? How does this work? Some kind of weird magic? I don't know. It's something. A very prideful way of life, huh? God, we always go back to pride, don't we? And I don't know. Pride is an interesting thing. Just because it was related to Subaru back in season one, right? The idea of Subaru himself representing pride in some way. And I mean, Subaru has a star name, just like the archbishops. But it makes you think, right? I don't know. And we've kind of done that before. How it's like it feels like you can connect almost every sin to that idea of pride. Because pride just kind of connects to like the general idea of like narcissism and caring about yourself a lot kind of just is the basis of like every sin. You know what I mean? Like they're going to be sins because in some way they like harm other people through your behavior, and normally the excuse that you use to harm other people through your behavior is the fact that you care about yourself more than them, which is like pride, right? So, yeah, yeah. I don't really know what to say about that. I don't know if that like means anything. The idea of pride in relation to Subaru hasn't come up in 50 episodes, so I don't know. I just think it's something interesting, I guess. Hmm. Not even 10,000 deaths can atone for your trespasses. I suppose, if you say so. Please don't be so angry. Wrath is the most detestable emotion there is. So this is good to hear Sirius say, just because it's nice to hear a Sin Archbishop say something as obvious as this about the way that they feel about the sin that they represent, right? Because like, yeah, I guess it was obvious in a way with like Petalgeese that he hated Sloth, I suppose, right? But it's just nice to hear it. It's just nice to hear it because it paints, yeah, it paints this picture, this idea that, yeah, of course the archbishops all, just because they represent that sin doesn't mean in any way that they like it, obviously, right? But I also don't think that's like a hard and fast rule. Does gluttony hate gluttony? Well, lie in the last episode was going on about merchants being gluttonous and all of that. Again, I kind of feel like what it really is, it doesn't even have anything to do with them having to hate the sin or like the sin. It's just that they think that sin is almost like the dominant one, right? That they view the whole world through the lens of that sin, like in mind. And that's just what paints like their worldview and everything, right? What paints like the way their authority like works, it feels. The only one that it's hard to say that about really is like Regulus. But obviously Regulus' behavior, you can certainly describe it as greedy, and he's so crazy and narcissistic that like he's so focused on himself. He doesn't have like this grand like worldview that it feels like the other archbishops do. Like what Lai was saying in the last episode about merchants being gluttonous and all this, how it feels like gluttony is this thing that he views like the world through the lens of. Sirius certainly does that with wrath, right? And the way she relates it to love and everything. Or Capella with lust, right? But then Regulus is just a dumbass. Like, I don't know. Like he doesn't care about anything like that. Not even a little bit. People's hearts should always be filled with joy, right? And that's like such a crazy thing to say, right? That your heart should always be filled with joy. Like that is such a like on the surface, like that sounds nice. But like what is life if all you have are positive emotions and nothing else? All you have is joy forever. There's no society can't function like that. You can't have a real relationship with someone. How would you ever know if you like another person or if you care about them or what you feel about anything if all you can feel is joy? Yeah, right? Therefore, using my authority, I will open people's hearts and build a true connection based on empathy and understanding. Right, right. I just think that's like the opposite of empathy. I think the meaningful thing about empathy is the other person being able to understand your feelings because they like care and because they if they're forced to understand it, if Sirius goes into their brain and forces them to experience the feelings another person has, that's much less meaningful than like actual real empathy. Like obviously, right? This is the first step towards mutual understanding, toward love. Yeah. And Liliana, Liliana tells her what's up. Can't you see the people around us? You call that understanding one another? Yeah, they're all just zombies, right? They're all just, yeah. Is that what you think empathy is supposed to look like? And that's what it'd be like if everyone truly understood each other, right? It would be like zombies. Everyone would just be like a husk. You would have no individuality. You would have nothing that makes you your own person in any way, right? Like, yeah. If you really want to share your emotions with someone, then shut up and listen to my music. God. And Priscilla really gets her here. You finally revealed your true colors. You simply silence that which is inconvenient. Myself aside, the fact that it didn't work on the songstress is clearly getting to you. Right, yeah, it's supposed to be all about understanding, so why are you trying to kill Liliana, huh? Like, won't you just talk about, shouldn't you be trying to understand her feelings as well as you can, right? Like, come on. Don't be ridiculous. I would never give in into an impulse, but I guess maybe Sirius just views it like she was talking about having a trial to go through, right? I guess she just views it as like a personal failing on her part to react like that. Your cheap wrath is worth no more than that, indeed, right? But she wants to have such a grandiose view of it. Do not write off the wrath of my precious and I, something so tawdry. I see. This wrath is the one and only gift I received from him, from my husband. There's just so many things that I'm just like positive she's Fortuna. She has to be. She has to be, right? Like, come on. Like, especially with like the break time in the last episode. Um, with the whole like thing about her talking about like bringing Perogies back from hell, like he did for her or whatever. Like yeah, come on. The only thing your husband gave you was anger. I've had 8 husbands, and they all showered me with gifts to keep my interest. Interesting. I wonder how Priscilla felt about that. Oh no, that's why she's had 8 husbands. She keeps divorcing them because they aren't up to her standards. I don't think Priscilla wants people to give her a bunch of gifts to try and keep her interest. I think that would be something that she would react negatively to. When I've given so much of myself and my time to form a connection with the heart of one man. Interesting, interesting. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, sure, you can have 8 husbands. Why not? I question whether that pitiful man you love so much ever even had eyes for you. I mean, hey, isn't that one of the things that Sirius said, that he like looked at her once or something? Which is so weird. Like, I don't know, because it's like we get this picture, we get this idea that Priscilla and Betelgeuse didn't actually have this deep of a connection. Right, that Sirius is, like, making a much bigger deal out of it than it really was, but she also says that, like, Betelgeuse brought her back from hell and all of this, and if she is Fortuna, and my idea is that Betelgeuse is the one who somehow resurrected her or something, then so they would have an actual connection of some kind, but, like, I don't know, right? I don't know. God, Sirius is, terrifying. The way she could, like, set the chains on fire and stuff, you know? Yeah, yeah. God. So she gets rid of all of Wrath's fire, lights it up with her own weird, like, white fire stuff. Is this just magic? Like, what? I don't know. What is it? It's something. What are her powers exactly? That's hot. You would not be able to run through that. You would die. Like, at least it seems like this weird fire isn't letting off smoke, I guess. So she's not dying, I guess. Taking it way too easy in this city. Have you now? Come on. It's all Kiritaka's and the rest's fault. Interesting, interesting. But I can't lose her. And it's almost like she's blaming those. It's like she's going back to that idea of like her connection to the music has to be the thing that matters the most, right? But it's like no, it's music is what allows you to be connected to others. That's what's really meaningful. Gonna cram all the passion of my body into it. All right, let's do it. Oh, I love this scene so much. Like her singing as Priscilla and Sirius were fighting all of this. Oh, it's so perfect. It's so like picturesque and beautiful. It's amazing. It's amazing. So back to these flashbacks, right? So we get like this cut from like Liliana being so like full of hope, having such like a an idealistic view of the path she wants to set down, right? But then reality sets in, and it's rough, not as easy as she thought, right? She's got to eat some poisonous mushrooms on the side of the road, like God. Hmm. So she sets up, tries to start singing, just tries to make this connection with people. She gets something, right? She gets that's got to be so meaningful, right? The first little thing you get, right, allowing you to go down this path. Like yeah, yeah, it's got to feel so meaningful, right? God, all this crazy. How does she not die? Like and they think she's not good enough, huh? I wonder, and what does she think that she's missing? Does she think she isn't like connected enough to the music somehow? What does she, because she obviously has this view of music as being something that, like, connects other people and all of that, right? That's why she has such a high view of it. Of course, that's how I view it too. So then how do you think about it when she like fails, when she feels like she isn't, she can't. I mean, obviously there's a difference between your music being like meaningful in some way and being able to like survive off of it, right? But still, oh god, this is so sad. God, she has to cover herself with the bag and start crying. Like Jesus. This is how a bard should be, walking side by side with music, living together with their song. It's so interesting, right? Because it's like, what's the job of a bard? What's the job of someone like Liliana, right? I guess it's to inspire others and to inspire them with your music and your songs, right? And I guess just the thing that I think Liliana is like neglecting is herself, right? Like she's, I look at her, right? She's like this, wandering through the woods, starving and dying, thinking about how this is how it's supposed to be as a bard, right? Yeah, my heart is about to explode. Hmm. No hero would die at a time like this. Man, interesting. I'm no hero. This would never happen to Ride or Flugel. We've heard that name a few times as well, right? Flugel? There's the Flugel tree, right? And then didn't they mention it in, like, Amelia's flashback? Right? Someone said something about it. Didn't, like, Petalgeese say something about it in like, the past part of the trial? I think so. She's been taking the liberty of telling people their stories. I'm no more than a thief. Ah, don't say that. Come on. She wakes up. She sees the morning. This is what her song is about, right? And I don't know. I wonder what it is exactly that what realization does she even have here, right? Just this, like for one, I mean the connection I make is like this bird singing and all of this, right? It just feels like there's music everywhere. This idea of like this song of nature connecting everything, you know? Sure, sure. Oh, it is so beautiful, right? This is all a song. Like what, life itself is a song? Ah, beautiful. A song has come to me. There we go. She's got her song. God, she needs to I take a shower. The morning comes for everyone. It sure does. It sure does, right? It's very nice, hopeful lyrics in a way, I guess, right? Just like nice, hopeful, just like the idea that bad times won't last forever. Just that kind of general idea, right? It's very nice. It's very nice. Oh, God. The new morning dyes the sky gold and crimson, quietly as if forgetting yesterday's clamor. God, what a stage for her to have, though, right? She's got like stage pyrotechnics set up and stuff, all the fire around her, the crazy white fire. That won't work, of course. With a voice like yours, from a place like that, you really think your song will reach anyone? I got it. It's such a crazy thing for Sirius to be saying when, like, the only reason she's able to reach anyone is with her authority to make them understand her. But maybe that's how she feels, right? Maybe she thinks it's impossible for people to understand each other if you don't force them to. You know what I mean? Like, she thinks everyone has, like, wrath within their hearts and doesn't want to understand others, you know? Probably, right? So it's like we're really proving her wrong, like this, through this real genuine way to like connect to other people, right? Hmm. God, it's so beautiful. It's so good. I want to have your image all to myself, but I shouldn't monopolize your voice. The songstress is for everyone, and Liliana is just for me. That's like such a meaningful thing, right? Because of like what she was thinking in the woods about how like this is who she has to be. She's the bard that has to inspire everyone, right? And this is what her life is. But like she doesn't have to define herself by that. She's Liliana. She gets to have her own like life and everything too. Yeah, yeah. My own songstress. God. I like Kiritaka a lot now, right? Like in episode 1, it feels like it was just played off as a joke. His attitude towards Liliana and all of this, right? But no, it's like actually very meaningful, huh? It starts glowing. Amazing. Is that like her divine protection? Maybe so. Of course, I bet she could do it even without it, right? That's the power of music. Like, come on, come on. See, my evaluation of her was not mistaken. The way that simpleton acts is most gratifying. A simpleton and a fool are similar, but not the same. A fool has no worth in life, like Subaru back in season 1. But a simpleton, at least, has the virtue of being entertaining. And she's proven her worth is far more than mere amusement. I see, I see. Therefore, I shall reward her efforts. I love Priscilla so much. I actually love her. Her attitude is like so I don't think the way she acts and the way she treats other people is like generally good for the most part. Like people shouldn't go around acting like Priscilla, you know what I mean? But I do like that she actually is so like principled in it, that it isn't just is she so different from like Regulus or something. And I feel like on the surface, on like a surface level way, you could compare her to someone like Regulus, but she's like the opposite in a way, right? She actually wants so badly to see like the strength and meaning and individuality that other people have. And that's what it's all about. you know. God, all these chains erupt from Sirius's body. Like God, and the tower starts toppling, and Liliana keeps singing while she's falling, which is like insane. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. People wish for understanding and empathy above all. They sure do in a way, right? But it has to be meaningful, right? People want to understand each other's like the difference in their feelings, right? What is there to understand if the other person just has the exact same feelings as you, right? There have to be differences in the way people think and feel, right? Of course, And it's like, and that's crazy because that's what Priscilla is doing. That's what Priscilla wants is to understand another person, like their individuality and who they are in some way. That's what she cares so much about. Love means becoming one. Not at all, right? Not at all. It's like that's almost like what Rosewall in like season 2 would have wanted Subaru to do, right? To trample over Amelia's will and make her just like, I do everything he says and just be like him, become one in a way. You know what I mean? Just embody everything that Subaru would have like wanted from her in a way. Like in season 2 episode, what was that, 11 or 10, whatever it was, when Amelia had her whole mental breakdown, right? That's like what she was doing then, right? She was trying so hard to just give Subaru like what he wanted. Like, yeah, that's what Sirius's like idea of love like ends up being. You have to sacrifice yourself to really be able to do that. And then there's no empathy, there's no understanding at all if you've done that, right? Not at all. Love is tolerantly accepting another despite your differences. Ah, so beautiful. Everyone facing the same direction, thinking the same things, and feeling the same way is revolting. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why it pisses her off so much when people refuse to stand up to her, right? Yeah. Sirius summons, yeah, God, what's her name again? Her, right? She's had her in this pocket dimension this whole time. But no, her sword of justice will only strike villains. Such a metal thing. My Yang sword burns only those I wish to burn, and cuts only those I wish to cut. God, Priscilla's so cool. Like, God. Slightly less cool than Amelia, I have to say. After last episode, Amelia is definitely cooler, but Sirius says, "Do you understand my pain?" I couldn't care less. That's actually such a good answer, right? You can understand what another person feels. You can understand what they're feeling and not care, right? Like if they're evil, you know? Sure, right? Yeah, yeah. Die all alone, still embracing your delusions, as they all will, I'm sure, right? I don't have any delusions myself about the idea of any of the Sin Archbishops changing their ways or like being able to get through to them in some way, right? Like, no, not a chance, right? The sunlight fades, so the sun is in shadow. Count yourself lucky, you bore. I see, I see. And they all go to save Liliana. And this is like real understanding and caring and empathy, right? Like this, God, like this is what Liliana wanted? You have my praise. Beautiful. Liliana's dead. It's over. And Kiritaka saves her. Thank God. God, that was so good. Such a good episode. Such a good scene. Such an amazing conclusion to all of that. About like Sirius and all and her whole thing. If we have that meaningful of a conclusion to like the worldviews that like Capella and like Gluttony represent, this would be the best season ever, huh? It's such a good episode. It just feels like such a good exploration, such a good way to just explore everything that Sirius represented and her whole thing. Her whole thing about wrath and empathy and all of that, and like this. We proved her wrong, right? It's great. It's great. Liliana Masquerade. Okay, let me read that again. I don't intend to ever come out and say it, but I'm glad to be your songstress, right? You're everyone's songstress, and you're still Liliana. Anyway, we already kind of talked about this, right? About like all the stars and all of this, but the main key, I guess, which I assume we will get into next time, for one, it's very nice to know this connection that Subaru has now made to the star names and the powers that they have and all of that, right? Like we can always use that in the future for any other Sin Archbishops, right? But we're kind of dealing with them all right now, so how many other Sin Archbishops are we gonna have to deal with? I don't know. Maybe Pride really is out there somewhere. Um, But this is a pretty nice thing to know, right? That yeah, you can connect their powers to the star names, right? Yeah, it's interesting that Regulus says nothing about the whole thing that Subaru said about like the stars and his worlds and all of that, you know. But I guess Regulus never listens to a word anyone says, so maybe not that meaningful. But apparently the key is yeah his kingdom here, which is all of his wives sitting here in the church. Got to do something. Got to break it up. Got to get them away from it. Have to free them from it in some way. But how will we do that? I don't know. I assume it will be more complicated than just picking them all up and moving them somewhere else. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll have to see next time. So if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next one.